Hello, it's Rachel from Funics. I just thought I'd give you a few tips on handwriting and using pencil and pens for your children to support them at school. The first thing I do before I do any writing or drawing or any mark making at all with young children is to make sure we've done lots of physical big movements first of all. So we've strengthened our core so that we can sit up in a chair or stand. Sometimes we stand and write. We need strong shoulders and strong neck so we can hold our heads up so our head's not flopping forward. When we've got that nice, firm, stable body, we can hold ourselves upright to do our writing. The other thing that's important is our feet can actually touch the floor, otherwise we're not stable and children are swinging their legs about and they can rock and fall off chairs and all sorts. So if your children are sat like at the kitchen table and they can't reach the floor, then maybe put a box or a stool or something underneath their feet so they've got that stability there. So once they're sat down, we've got the stability, then we think about our pencil grip. So I'm left-handed. I'll show you the left-handed way first and then the right-handed way. So I encourage the children to have usually the point towards me. Some children do it with the point away, and I'll show you that when it doesn't actually make any difference, but it's a little bit quicker with the point towards you. So point towards you, and then you'll pinch your fingers, your index and your thumb. Sometimes we pretend to be little birds pecking, or we peck our noses, and then we go peck, 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 and then we pinch the pen towards the bottom, not right at the bottom because otherwise when you're writing you can't see, and not too far up, otherwise you haven't got that control, it's all wibbly wobbly. So just about here is perfect, and that's just practice. And then this finger, the middle finger, goes underneath to support your pencil, and then you can see that your fingers can move and manipulate the pencil really easily, and they can write for quite a long time without getting tired. Pencil rests in this fleshy bit here between your thumb and your index finger. So if you're right-handed, again, same way, pinch, 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 nip it and flip it, and then third finger underneath. And as I said, if they've got the pen point with a point pointing away from them, exactly the same, just a longer flip. So pinch it, and then it's a really long tip, so it's resting on that part. And again, 3 fingers so that they're moving. The 3 fingers hold the pencil. These 2 are supporting the hand and giving it strength and stability. So we need to make sure we've got that first. And then we've got our paper in front of us, and we're going to make sure that it's in the centre, pushed away a little bit so we've got some space here so we can rest our arms. If you're left-handed, then you'll tilt the paper up, the left corner up a little bit so that you're writing downhill. This helps children who are left-handed to be able to see what they're writing. Make sure that they're not covering what they're writing, because when they're using pens they smudge, or even hooking their hand to be able to see what they're writing underneath, because when you hook, you can see that my hand's hooked and I can hardly move my fingers now. So my hand is having to do the writing, which is why I'd get very fatigued very easily and I wouldn't be able to write for very long and I'd give up. So making sure that I've got those 3 fingers, using it's much more efficient grip if I can wriggle those fingers and move them about. Also, as a lefty, then I try to have my hand underneath so I can see what I'm writing as I'm writing down that slope. If children are hooking their hands quite a lot, then it might be worth either getting them to write on an easel or getting a A4 ring folder underneath to slant it upwards so that when they're writing it helps with that wrist extension. Okay, so we talked about pencil grip, we talked about having the paper at the right place. The other thing is children don't really get taught this, and they should do really, that when you're writing at the top of the page and you're quite comfortable, your arms are resting on the shoulder, on the table rather, but as you get closer to your body, as you're writing down the page, your hands and your arms are hanging off and it's a bit difficult really. So I always encourage children to push the paper back a bit so they've got more space, and it's really a simple thing but they just don't think of doing that themselves. So actually just training them to push the paper back, and then they've got more space to rest their arms and carry on down there. So that's a really good tip for them to do. And finally, just to make sure that instead of propping their head up, because they've got that nice supporting body, they've got this hand, the other hand is supporting the paper. So writing is a two-handed process. One to write, one to support the paper and to manoeuvre it around. So hopefully that will support you and your children on their writing journeys. Thank you. Bye-bye.